So there's the city of Adelaide. Oh, here we are in the Adelaide Hills. Hang on, we've still got our helmets on. Going for an early morning ride. So this morning I was just going to go for a quick spin up into the hills. We've had a very, very dry start to winter here in Adelaide. And this week coming is going to be wet. I think the rain comes this evening. I thought while that it's still dry, it's best to make the best of it. Hang on a minute. I think I just saw someone. I know you. You're from YouTube.
That's it, Mr. TPR.
Mr. TPR.
Mr. GSX Mystery.
Yes.
How are you going?
Yeah, good. Fancy meeting you here. We could head up towards Mount Lofty, maybe via Windy Point.
Right.
I thought there'll be a nice view from the morning sun.
Yeah.
There's a good angle to look down on Adelaide.
You've got a Bluetooth device.
Yes.
Should we pair them up?
Why not? Excellent.
I just saw one of those Royal Enfield Himalayans. Can you hear me?
Yeah. What's that? A
Royal Enfield, one of those new ones.
Is that a tourer or something?
Adventure bike.
Adventure. Yeah. Well, I've got to say, you're far more knowledgeable about other bikes than me. Or when we're talking about motorcycles, you're the one who brings the knowledge.
Oh. It's an obsession.
So, why don't you tell the viewers how you came about these, what are they called? BTS2 intercom. How did you hear about them?
I was interested in the Senna because they're very good, you know, they've got a good reputation, and because we do a fair amount of rides, I always wanted to be able to communicate with the tail end Charlie because I often lead, but I didn't want to spend the money on a Senna, so I just started looking on YouTube for alternatives.
But I tell you what, if we were mic'd up and I was listening to you when you crashed last year, that would have given me the fright of my life. Because I wouldn't have seen you. I didn't see what happened at all, but I just, if we were communicating, what would you have said? Did you say anything at the time?
No, I looked up in the air and thought, oh, I'm still alive, that's good. And then within seconds there was a person standing over me, so, and she said, I don't know what to do. And then within another couple of minutes there was 4 or 5 people standing over me.
Oh.
I think if we were mic'd up I would have said, Chris, you better come back.
But I didn't realise that you weren't behind me anymore for a good 2 or 3 minutes. I kept on riding for at least 2 minutes. So when did you start riding? What year?
It was about 15 years ago, I think.
Okay, yeah.
But I only rode for a couple of years and then gave it up. And then and that was only commuting. But now I've only been riding for about the last 3 years, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I started around about 16, 17 years ago, and I've ridden most of that time. I've used motorcycles as my main transport for most of those years. There was a time when I was almost going to give it away because I got involved in a relationship, and my priorities changed a bit, but I don't. Yeah, I'm glad I've got stuck back into it. And riding with other people as well. That's a relatively new thing for me.
I started back on a little CF Moto 150.
Oh yes.
Because it was cheap, and I wanted something small to start with. Then I went up to the GS 500, and then the Hornet 900.
And this is your second Hornet 900.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started on a CBX 250. Although when I was a kid I had a little postie bike which I just rode up and down a hillside. After my CBX 250 I got a GSX 750F, and yeah, I love that bike. It was a very comfortable, very smooth bike to ride. I ended up selling it because it was just costing me a lot to keep it on the road, and it wasn't as reliable as it once was. So I was thinking about buying this motorcycle, the GSX 1250 FA, but then I decided that, oh no, I'll keep my 750. And then I spent about $1,300 on repairs, and then I got a phone call from the dealership where this one was on consignment, offering me a discount. It was kind of like, you know, coming towards the end of the financial year, so they want to get rid of stuff at that time. And I don't know, they convinced me, so I got it.
Are you happy with it?
Yeah, I'm very happy with it. It's a very practical bike. It's you know, you've got that instant torque whatever gear you're in, so that's beautiful. If you like high revs and changing gears a lot, it's probably not the bike for you.
This bike has 110 horsepower and 92 newton meters of torque.
In what ways is this Hornet better than the previous Hornet you had?
The other one I think had been in a crash.
Oh, prior to your crash.
Yeah, and it didn't run straight along the road all the time. I mean, it did, but it wanted to pull to one side. This one seems to have more power. The other one, the previous owner had de-baffled it. And I don't know if it was a very drony noise.
The GSX 1250 FA has less than 100 horsepower, but a lot of people, you know, do mods on it to, you know, they change the exhaust pipe, and they bypass the emission control system that it has, and that gives them that extra horsepower. But it's got plenty for what I need.
It's more than enough.
More than it, yeah, absolutely.
All that power, you really only use it, you know, the top end stuff, you can really only use it on the track.
Yeah.
It's getting colder up here.
It certainly is. You know, I was initially going to suggest we come up the old freeway.
Yeah.
But then, I don't know, I just had a bad feeling because I remembered
that lady that
died.
that
had the, yeah.
Yeah, evidently she wasn't wearing her safety gear.
What do you mean, helmet?
I think she was wearing a helmet, but
usually you think your safety gear is you know, your jacket and your pants and all that are mainly to prevent, you know,
road rash.
Yeah. I guess I don't wear much armour, but you were wearing a knee pad, weren't you?
Yeah, I always wear knee pads, and in my big crash it saved my knees.
Yeah, right. I don't have padding in my knees, I just have Kevlar jeans. So anyway guys, we're heading up to Mount Lofty, and for our international viewers, hang on a second, let's just see what the cyclist's doing. Single file guys, thanks.
Magnificent day, Chris.
Certainly is.
Would you rather be doing this or just in bed?
Good question.
No, I would rather be doing this.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. It's easy to get out of bed when you know you're going to do this. Okay guys, we're heading up to Mount Lofty, and this is the highest point of the Adelaide Hills or Mount Lofty Ranges. And we're going to have a nice view looking over the city of Adelaide. And it's not that high really. I mean, what is it, about 700 metres or something?
Yeah, we don't have very high mountains. Well, it's really a hill.
Yeah. It's a nice motorcycle parking spot right here.
Our own parking spot.
Premium position. Okay, let's go and check out the view. It's Piccadilly Valley. And these are all the walkers on the Waterfall Gully to Mount Lofty hike.
I might try that one day.
I've done it a number of times, it's a great walk. So there's the city of Adelaide. And here we are in the Adelaide Hills. Hang on, we've still got our helmets on. Oh, my visor's fogging up and I can't see all of a sudden.
Yeah, me too.
Just open it a crack. Oh, you know that motor vlogger that you put me onto, the Adelaide guy, the young Adelaide guy.
Oh yeah.
And he was riding, I think it was this road, and the kangaroo was jumping along in front of him.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that one?
Snarky,
Yeah,
whatever
Snarky, yeah.
He does some very funny videos.
Yeah, they're very good. I didn't think there were all that many Adelaide motor vloggers. But yeah, he does quite a good job.
He does a couple of him waking up from bed, and he's between bikes, and he gets in his car and he cries, and it's very funny.
Oh, okay. I've got to say though that the motor vlogger... Hey! Bloody hell!
Did he come over your way?
Yeah.
What were you saying before you nearly got killed?
I was just talking about like the sort of motor vloggers that I really enjoy watching, and the one that I've really enjoyed watching recently is Richie Vida, because he does these long tours around Europe, or the most recent one was around the USA, and they're quite long videos. So they're very different style to the you know, the younger guys who are very charismatic. But Richie's videos are kind of like more of an adventure, and you get to know the guys as well. So you kind of like feel like watching his videos like you're one of his friends on the tour. So
I wish I had more time to take time off, you know. But this week for me, I'm going to be working 12-hour days. You're going right out now. I can't hear.
You can't hear me?
Not much.
Oh. It can't be our distance between each other, can it?
No, I think it must be mine, that because you've got your earpads right next to your ears, I think.
Yeah. It might be a lot easier to hear without our earplugs in.
Yeah, probably. But we'll go deaf.
Oh, put your indicator on, buddy. Oh, hang on a second. I didn't know where that car was going. It wasn't indicating at all. Actually, I have noticed though that overseas they do they handle roundabouts differently.
Yeah.
Like they're far. Oh, are you behind me?
Just a little bit back, but
Okay.
I can still hear you.
Because I noticed, like for example, in Germany, the cars don't put on their indicators when they enter a roundabout, or at least the roundabout I saw. They only indicated when they exited the roundabout. Actually, I'll keep going, and we'll see how far until you lose contact.
Yeah, I can still keep talking.
Okay. Well, I'll keep talking, and talking about. Well, you talk as well, so.
I can hear you still clearly.
Okay. And then I can hear you.
It's
quite
just
clearly.
going out now.
Oh, yeah, you're crackling now.
So it is probably about 900 metres. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
I reckon it is about a kilometre. They said, it's about 900 metres is what they've advertised.
So you're moving now, are you?
Yeah, I'm coming now.
Yeah, we're still. I'm still moving too. So there was just a little bit of crackling for a second there, wasn't there? Okay. Oh, we could have gone down Portrush, eh?
Yeah, you're gone crackly now.
Yeah, maybe it's because that car's between us. Oh, you've stopped again, have you?
No, I'm about to stop.
Okay. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Can you still hear me?
Just.
Yeah.
You're starting to go out now.
Okay, I can still hear you quite clearly.
Yeah.
Are you moving yet?
Not yet. I think also that with wind noise,
Yep.
it's going to be harder to hear
Yeah.
when we're travelling at real speed.
Yeah, they say that these are okay, but over 100 k's you can't hear anymore. Can you hear me still?
Yeah, just.
Yeah, you're crackling.
That's pretty good. I can't see you at all.
I'm about to lose you, I think. I'll pull over for a second. Can you hear me?
I'm moving now.
Can you hear me? I've lost communication. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? I can hear you now. I think I can see you. Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can, but you're very faint.
I can hear you nice and loud and clear now. You go in front. Oh, hang on, there's a car right behind you. I'll go. I was going to let you go past, but there's somebody right up behind you.
You're not very clear at all at the moment.
Really? I can hear you quite clearly. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but it's so very faint.
Oh.
Where's your microphone?
Well,
Have you got it hidden behind something?
no.
Oh, don't know.
Should we turn down Fullerton?
Oh no, just keep going straight.
Okay. Well, you go in front of me, and I wonder if we can hear each other clearer. Maybe it's... No, I don't know why that would be an issue. So is it worse now, or something?
Hey?
Is it worse now?
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know why.
I've got one thing I've noticed, because we're talking to each other, is I haven't really been looking at the scenery as much. I wanted to come down Greenhill Road to look at the scenery, but I think
And I need to look at the front camera more. You know, if I've got one there recording me,
Yeah.
I need to use my hands. Use my hands.
Yes. That's what I did in the last video. I used my hands a lot. This time I didn't.
Yeah, people like to have expression.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that was something I was thinking about the other day. I was watching this YouTuber, and he was riding around a lot with both hands off his handles. I think it was the ride that I went with you on once, and my front wheel hit a bit of timber.
Yeah, I remember that.
And my front wheel jerked, and it actually hurt my my wrist. But that's because my wrist stopped my handle from twisting. Because it went jerk like that. If my wrist wasn't there, my wheel would have turned and I would have just spilled off. So it does pay to
Hold on.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's what they're designed for.
Yes.
Yeah, I really must. Even sometimes when you're only like 10 metres or so behind, you're very faint.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you've been clear the whole time, so yeah, maybe just place the speakers closer to your ears, or maybe don't stuff the earplugs into your ears as far.
I need those earplugs though. But you're wearing earplugs, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm wearing them. I'll have a look at the position of my microphone as well, maybe. Gee, that didn't stay green for long, did it?
Yeah, they're very quick.